Okay, so how do you find the volume of a 3D trapezoid? Okay, so instead of saying 3D trapezoid, I would reword this as a trapezoidal prism, because if you're looking at a trapezoidal prism, it would look something like this. Okay, I like this figure better because it actually shows you the bases, which is the trapezoid, right? Can you guys see this? So it's a prism because it's 3D, right? And this is a trapezoid. That's your base, right? Yeah, it shows it better as opposed to this one. That's why I like this figure better. Okay, so I know this is a different example, but I just wanted to use this figure, right? And it says what is, or actually, how do you find the volume of a 3D trapezoid? So how do you find a volume of this, right? So because they're giving us numbers, maybe we can just use that as an example. So yeah, to find a volume of a trapezoid, right, you need to multiply the area of your base, that means the area of your trapezoid, times the height, right, of your prism. So that's the formula for the trapezoidal prism. So the volume of a trapezoidal prism, yeah, let's not use 3D trapezoid. So trapezoidal prism, so that's the volume, and then basically you're taking the area of your base, which is the trapezoid or the face, and then you're multiplying this to the height of your prism, right? And the only reason why I'm trying to emphasize that this is the height of the prism because your trapezoid does have a height as well, right? Which is used to look for the area of the base. So when you go back to this, yeah, so when you go back to this, if you're looking at this trapezoid over here, this trapezoid itself, it still has a height, which is 8, right? But if you're looking at the prism, the height of the prism, right, when you kind of flip this up, right, you would get 10 as the height of the prism, right? So those are two different heights. Great. So once we have that, right, let's go and find the area of the base first, right? So the area of your base, right? So what's the area of a trapezoid, right? Or a 2D trapezoid? That would be your first leg, right? Plus your leg 2 or a plus b depending on your teacher. Again, there's going to be variations in this formula, but basically you're taking the leg of your other trapezoid, or let's keep this as base 1 and base 2. And this is divided by 2 times the height of your trapezoid. Okay, so going back to the figure, actually, let me see if I can squeeze. Okay, can you guys see this? Yeah, I would have to make this smaller. Okay, great. So hopefully you guys can see this. But basically, if you're looking at the base, right, you know that this is 6 over here. This is 6 over here, therefore this has to be 6, right? So one of the bases of the trapezoid would have 6 feet, and then the other one would be 12, right? So base 1 would be 6 or 12, doesn't really matter. And then the other base would be 12 or 6, right? So I'm taking 6 plus 12 divided by 2. And then the height of the trapezoid, as I mentioned, it's actually 8, right? So you're taking this times 8. Okay, so we know that this is 6 plus 12 divided by 2 times 8. That's going to be 72, right? And let's see what units they're using. They're saying it's feet, right? Because we know it's units of area, therefore this is square feet, right? So it's 72 square feet, but we're not yet done because we need to find the height of the prism and multiply that to get the volume of the trapezoidal prism. So the height of your prism is actually 10 feet, right? So this 10 is basically your height. So you're going to take 72. So this is 72 feet or square feet times 10 feet, right? And it makes sense because if you have square feet times feet, that would give you cubic feet, right? So this is 720 cubic feet, right? So therefore, you know that the volume of your trapezoidal prism is going to be 720 cubic feet, right? And in order for you to find the volume of your trapezoidal prism, because anytime it's a prism, it's 3D, right? You understand that it's 3D, therefore you're going to find the area of your base or the area of your trapezoid times the height of your prism.